Come on, Sage, bring on the knowledge. More, Sage, make another video. Sure, but I really don't know why you'd want me to keep on going on talking at length, as it's only going to cause the walls to close in around you. Because the more and more I scrutinize you, and the more I analyze and dissect the current situation, the more and more disappointed and disgusted I become. Hence, the more and more arduous the inevitable judgment and consequences that will follow. Thus, every word I speak acts as another nail in the coffin. What? You thought I was finished? Ha! No, my friend. I'm just getting started. I know that many of you have longed for more metaphysics and wish that I would resume making more videos concerning those types of aspects. But one thing you have to come to realize is that there's been a dramatic change of season. Most of the content on the channel thus far has mainly been concerned with the metaphysical, and that's due to the particular phase I was in at the time. It was a period of exploration, profound thought, and shared deep wisdom. Those were the main areas of concerns of that era. But recently, however, there's been a major shift of course, and subsequently the area of emphasis has also shifted. And so now I have moved into a phase primarily concerned with productive destruction. Yes, productive destruction, not nihilism. Whereas nihilism might be construed as illustrating the rationalizations of a sociopath for his abhorrent criminal behaviors, productive destruction, on the other hand, is only concerned with destroying the evil crafts of deception, wherein the motive is always selfless service and magnanimous sacrifice. This is a period where the main area of concern will be deconstructing falsehoods and tearing down corrupt foundations. And it's not that I want it to be this way. I don't. I'd much rather be speaking on the higher points and delving deeply into arcane knowledge. But unfortunately, the current circumstances have dictated otherwise. Instead, I have to set to work, hunting down deceptive ideologies, proceeding to systematically break them down, and ultimately stalk and kill them. Rigorous acts of menticide, whereby any and all delusions are susceptible to decapitation on the chopping block. We have to isolate and trap the malignant sociopaths and strip them down to their raw bones, then rack and shatter those bones down into thousands of tiny little pieces. We have to destroy them utterly. Yeah, it's no big deal at all if a scumbag ends up perishing by the hand of his own stupidity. It's a completely acceptable loss. Its effort well worth any blood-stained hands. And when it comes to washing away human stains, there is no higher calling. This is where some of you may get the idea to raise your voice to speak and assert an opinion. But I say, while you are free to speak, what you say is totally inconsequential and irrelevant, as you don't get to decide anything. And no matter what your theory is, it's the wrong theory. It's not about a choice between various options in a world. No. External events don't happen out there somewhere. Decisions are not being made by others. Sorry. I know that you have your little oil fixation thing, but no, sorry. And this is exactly why you are in a position where you need to be informed. Only problem is your informers are complete liars. So get it straight. Everything that happens around here is being imagined into being and nothing else. So overall, you really don't know jack shit. And since you don't know, then ask. Instead of always being a nasty little opinionated needle-nosed twit. Shut your fucking mouth up right now or get a viral payload dropped directly on your bird-brained head. Yeah, the coronavirus. This guy thinks it's from a bat cave, and that guy thinks it's a leak from a viral lab. But fuck you both. Its original source is from nowhere, and it will go and shed wherever the hell it needs to. And right now, your overinflated, pretentious head is looking like the best destination. I mean, the arrogance and disrespect of it all has gotten completely out of control, and I'm sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of it to the extent that a lot of you motherfuckers are gonna have to die. Plain and simple. We've got no more use for you. You're nothing but a detriment. How dare you speak and act the way you do? Who the fuck's mind do you think this is, anyhow? Yeah, I know. You think you occupy physical space, so it's no wonder you believe you have some inherent right to position and property. Well, I hate to break it to you, jack off, but you ain't got an inherent right to jack shit. You are occupying my mind space. And as such, at best, you are only a guest here. But I don't seem to remember you paying any homage or asking permission to construct your bullshit in my mind. And I know some of you may say, hey, wait a minute, Sage, slow down. Why is it your mind space? Isn't this our mind space? How can you lay claim to this? Wouldn't it be more accurate to describe it as our mind space? Nah. Sorry, it's my mind space and no one else's. And that's because I decided to take on responsibility for it when no one else wanted it. The mind space was essentially an unmanned wheel of a ship with no captain, aimlessly adrift at sea. So I decided to take on responsibility for the mind space, and therefore maintenance of the interior of the mind space has become my job. So that's why I have become the main guardian and caretaker of the mind space, while you did not. You had your chance to let go of everything, enlighten your mind, and take on responsibility, but you chose to squander that opportunity and decided to become a lazy, ignorant jackass instead. Rather than pursuing the truth, you chose to argue against enlightenment and continually advocated for staying powerless and ignorant in delusion. Instead, you chose masturbation with a blindfold. Instead, you insisted on constantly giving attributional blowjobs to gods or the universe. So no, it's too late. No one was interested in uncovering the truth before, so why are you suddenly worried about it now? The only thing you all ever aspired to become was desire whores and value junkies, trapped in a delusional state of mental slavery. And thus, that's exactly what you got. So embrace it and become one with it. You wholly deserve it, and threw away your chance of illumination for it. So now, go ahead and choke on it. Just like I knew you would, just like a good little jackass should. So, no, you were not ready to rise to the occasion. You had your chance, but you hung up your gloves and threw in the towel. I, on the other hand, was up for the task. I rose to the occasion. I made consistent efforts, uncovered the truth, liberated the mind, and assumed full responsibility for reality. And this is exactly why this whole realm is now considered mine. It is reality that is under my direct purview. This is my mind space, and you are but a mere guest, an unruly visitor who is quickly testing the extent of my good graces and trying the limits of my extreme patience. It's time for you to get disciplined. And I don't care about any talk of rights and freedoms. Your rights and freedoms are overrated. You don't deserve those rights and freedoms because you are much too immature, greedy, and reckless to be trusted with such great responsibilities to handle them properly. So it's time to take them away from you. And that's going to be one of the major ways you will be punished from now on. Things are going to start being taken away from you at an alarming rate. I know you think you are entitled to them, but I think it's time for you to lose them. Therefore, things will be taken away. Oh, you're gonna learn, damn it. You are gonna learn big time. You are going to behave. And speaking of your ongoing disgusting malignant behaviors, from now on, the speed of reaping what you sow is going to be swift and heavy. Especially swift. In the past, these things took time. You could always cause delays or create distractions, but no more. Instant, immediate justice is now the way of the new current era. And speed is indeed of the essence. Such extreme speed that you will already experience the major impact of your misdeed by the time you go to bed at night on the very same day of your imposition. Everything that you've taken so long to painstakingly build can disappear faster than gasoline soaked paper in fire. So remain heedless to your own peril. And yes, you should detect a sense of ominous foreboding in the air, because at this point, circumstances are not working towards your well-being. Yeah, things are being orchestrated against you, and there's so many different ways this can ultimately reach you. Not only through such avenues as a virus, but also through your surroundings, animals, and other people. Circumstance itself. And you'd really be amazed about how much can be accomplished with just the simple movements of elements such as fire, water, rock, and air. Oh, there's just no limits to the many, many ways it can get to you. So this is a fight you can't win. So go ahead and do your worst. Go ahead and lock and load. Arm yourself to the teeth, hunker down, and make your last stand. At the very least, we can starve you out. But always remember, there are hundreds of thousands lined up, all just waiting to sacrifice themselves for the good cause. And they've got absolutely nothing to lose. And that's exactly how you wanted it. And so now it will ironically seal your own fate. After all, you are the one always going on about how you have so much to preserve and defend. Hence, it's you who has everything to lose, which, of course, means you are at a serious disadvantage, fighting a lost cause upon a sinking ship. Sometimes, to achieve a moral standard, a price must be paid in blood, and the blood supply of your precious special few is seemingly quite limited, whereas the pool of blood of our righteous warriors is as vast and deep as the ocean itself. So hey, you know what? It's no big deal. No one has to do the right thing. No problem. There's absolutely no pressure. But just so you know, things are gonna get real tough. I know you can't help yourself. I know that it's incredibly hard not to be a toxic, selfish, arrogant, entitled prick. So, know up front, things are gonna get real tough. And please, by all means, continue to abuse freedoms. Continue to impose your liberty upon others in order to enrich yourself. Just as long as you fully understand that things are going to get real tough. I mean real tough. Wherein accomplishing the simplest little tasks in life will now become monumental enormities. But you like the simplest little tasks in life becoming monumental enormities. No, no, no. You like the simplest little tasks in life becoming monumental enormities. You like that. And so now you are going to get a real good taste of it. Real hard.